Tennessee Tech head coach Bobby Wilder, 27-7 winners at Samford, a big second half for the Golden Eagles. Back in action. They are right there and near the top of the standings. They're going to take on UT Martin to keep alive in the OVC race. The winner takes home the Sergeant York Trophy. That's 1 p.m. on Saturday in Martin. So, Coach, thoughts on your team, and we'll go to some questions.
Very pleased with the win going on the road. Samford traditionally is a very good very good team. They're well coached. 2 years ago, they were within a couple of games of winning the national championship, top 10 program. So to beat Samford on the road, and the way we did, it was raining really hard in the first half, and it was a 0-0 score. And then we had a stretch in the third quarter where we scored 20 points in about 6 minutes, and could not be more pleased with the different phases of the game, having a block punt for a touchdown, a couple impactful turnovers by the defense, offense finishing some drives. So really, really pleased to get that 27-7 win on Saturday at Samford.
Was it frustrating, like when the weather kind of deals you a bad hand there, that there was no score, but as you said, you turned it on? But is that frustrating when you can't overcome some of those elements?
I personally think it's great as a head coach. You need to, especially as new as we are developing a program, you need to prove to yourself that you can handle some adverse situations, and it's adversity for both teams. Both teams have to deal with that weather. Just excited with how our guys stayed focused on the process, how they came out of halftime. We were really excited to play, Kyle. Plus the fact it was one of our easier trips of the year. It was only a 4-hour bus ride to Birmingham, which, in this league, that's a welcome away game. And having 7 of them, having that set up, and the hotel only being 15 minutes from where we played, it was just a good trip, a good mindset, and learning how to handle some adversity with the weather. We haven't had that yet this year in terms of actual playing. We had the 3-hour delay at Middle Tennessee at the start, but actually playing in the weather. So I couldn't be more happy with how our team handled that adversity, and especially in all 3 phases.
And that stretch you were talking about, it was like turnover, and then you scored on a run, then you blocked the punt, and then later you had a big, 57-yard run. So it seemed like then your team made the most of those opportunities. Bang, 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 bang.
Yeah, and it started with some of our key guys are starting to get healthy right now, Kyle, from that early stretch in the year where we had 5 of 7 on the road, 2 FBS. One of our better players, Aaron Swafford, had been dealing with an injury all year. He's an all-conference linebacker for us, and he's starting to get healthy. He made a really impactful play. He hit the quarterback, forced a bad throw. Jalen Shepard gets the pick, and then the next play, Aiden Little scores. The next series, they have the ball. We force a punt, block punt, touchdown, and then the next series, Aaron Swafford again makes an impactful play, strip sack. Cayman Spalding recovers, and 2 plays later, Jordan Yates does the front flip in the end zone, and all of a sudden it's 20-0. And I bring that up as a point of how impactful it was early with a lot of guys that got hurt, and then now we're starting to get healthy, so we're starting to play better football. And that 6-minute stretch, Kyle, over in the third quarter, from 8 minutes left when it was 0-0 to 2 minutes left, it was 20-0. That was impactful, and it was all 3 phases.
How do you use that with the team? Like now you've got 3 wins in a row. The momentum is in your side, just to keep building on that every week.
Yeah, I feel like when you're having some success, because remember, we had a 3-game losing streak, and now we have a 3-game winning streak. When you have some success, you can be more demanding on each other as a team because you've raised the expectations. And as I told the players in the team meeting this morning, you want to be part of anything in your life, whether it's your family, your football team, your job. You want to be part of an organization that has high expectations. And that's our program philosophy, is aim high. Everything we're doing, we're trying to be the best we can. And when you have a winning streak, when you have high expectations, you can be more demanding of each other to follow that process, to take care of your body, to really do a good job in meetings, learning, to do a good job on the field so you can think faster and play faster. So the expectations are high right now, and they're going to need to be this weekend going to a very hot Tennessee Martin team.
So the UTM game is part of the Sergeant York's Trophy Series between the OVC schools in the state of Tennessee. So you win this game, not only are you you're beating the team that's tied for first. You're going to take home the Sergeant York Trophy. So your first year involved with that, just thoughts about that kind of rivalry between the Tennessee schools.
It's a big deal. Unfortunately, Austin P was a part of it when it started back in 2007. They're no longer in it, so it's Tennessee State, it's Tennessee Martin, it's Tennessee Tech, and this is my first year being involved. I know last year they had a phenomenal game here against Tennessee Martin that went into overtime. Tennessee Tech lost a tough one at the end, but it's certainly a big deal. It's something I love any of these games, any of these rivalry games, because our league badly needs some rivalry games, some games between schools that have meaning between the schools. And both of us, Martin and us, were fortunate enough to beat Tennessee State. We beat them close. Martin beat them close. So this could be a really good football game for the Sergeant Alvin York Trophy, who I'm a history buff. He was a World War I hero, did some really impactful things for our country. So I personally think it's an honor to play for a trophy that's named after an American war hero.
And then maybe just a little bit more about UT Martin. They seem to be playing their best football of the year right now.
Yeah, I've got a lot of respect for Jason Simpson. He and I have talked. We're starting to get to know each other. We've talked a lot about scheduling and things within the program, how you build it. I love what he does. I love his philosophy. Very impressed with how his teams play. You look at his schedule at the start of the year. So he goes to Kansas State. Then his second game is at SEMO, an impactful league game early. They lose in double overtime, and they've won 8 of their last 9. Their only other loss was at home to a very good Missouri State team. They lost 31-24. Missouri State's ripped off 8 in a row. They're ranked number 12 in the country. They're a really good Missouri Valley team, and so impressed with what Jason's done his team. They're really good in all 3 phases. They complement each other. They got a 1,000-yard rusher. Their quarterback takes care of the ball. They're impactful on defense and special teams. This is certainly going to be a good challenge for us, but you're talking about two of the hotter teams in the league. They've won 6 in a row. We've won 3 in a row. We've got something big to play for, and it's exciting to be playing in a game like this against this caliber of opponent late in the season.
That's all I got for you. I appreciate it. Best of luck, and we'll talk to you again next week.
You got it, Kyle. Thank you.